Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News Trivia Night. We got three platforms tonight. Welcome to Hellions, Holes, and Poles. We added them on. Normally, I just put posts on there. I don't do live shows, but hopefully they'll see it and they'll join us. And if you're new and playing tonight, just put your answers down in the comments. And watch out for Karen. Yeah, she peeks at other people's answers. I don't know how she does it, but she looks. Uh, Susan's here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I know. Susan and even Beth, because Beth said she'd be in here tonight. I even gave her an extra poke today, saying, you got to be in here, got to be in here, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So, all right. So, what do we got tonight? We have got TV trivia. I'm going to put me down in the little box. You guys want to see all the questions and answers. I know you do. So, TV trivia. Now, it's a little bit of everything. Oh boy, some of the stuff I didn't even know. Some of the shows I have never watched. So, you might have to bring in the kiddos and say, hey, I might need some answers. If not, you can always just throw the popcorn. Yes, throw the popcorn. All right, folks. So I'm going to get on with it. Everybody, get your thinking pad out and write your answers in the comments. So, all right, here we go, folks. Ready or not, here it comes. All right. What is Dorothy? Oh boy, what a name. Bornex, I think that's her name. Job on the Golden Girls. Dorothy on the Golden Girls. What was her job? I didn't know this one. I went. I didn't know they worked. I thought they were all retired. What isn't that what everybody thought? That the Golden Girls, all of them were retired. Sophia was old. The other ones, I don't know. I didn't even know they worked. But yeah, Dorothy did have a job on the Golden Girls. What was it? What was it? Huh. Not fair? What's not fair? Yeah, but William probably didn't watch it. That's a girly show. But come on now, look at Miss Meeky. She probably watched it without you knowing it. You went to bed and she clicked on that TV and she watched it. Yeah, us women stick together sometimes on these shows. All right. All right. Yeah, Dorothy did have a job, and what was it? Here we go. We're gonna find out the answer. Um, she was a substitute teacher, so she was a teacher. Huh? She was a teacher. All right. Some of us got it. Some of us didn't. Some of us we never watched it. All right. All right. The prosecutors complained about which TV show influencing real life juries. Oh boy. Well, the bottom one is Trivia Night's covering it up. But was it Perry Mason, CSI, or Judge Judy? Judge Judy's covered up. Prosecutors complained about which TV show that influenced real life juries. Yeah, I was all for one answer. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I would, but this is a good one. I think I'm going to stump you guys tonight. Uh, See, Linda? So Linda always says, I never win at this. Yeah, you're going to win. Some of this stuff people know. So prosecutors complained. You know what I thought it was is what was that named Judge Mathis? I watched him a lot, and I get trying to get a hold of him. He's mayor over in Memphis. I'll drive there to go get an interview with him. That's not that far. It's about 2.5 hours from here. Uh, I'm trying to get him to do an interview. Uh, I think that's his name, Judge Mathis, the black judge. I liked him. I liked him way better than Judge Judy. All right, so what was it? Was it? Well, a few of you got it, but I ain't gonna. All right, where's Beth? I bet she fell asleep again. She keeps taking naps at 4 o'clock. All right, so the answer Was it Perry Mason? Was it CSI? Or was it Judge Judy? And the answer is CSI. I said Judge Judy myself, folks. All right, on to the next one. South Park takes place in which state? Oh, there we go again. New York, Oregon, or Colorado? I never watched South Park. My kids watched it, and I was like my dad, turn that crap off. It's going to burn your brain out. Is that what our parents said? Don't watch that. Don't. What was it? We couldn't play the records backwards because it was the devil talking to us. It was going to burn our brains out. All right. South Park takes place in which state? New York, Oregon, or Colorado? Uh, let's see if you guys could guess this one. And I thought about giving you guys some time, but I still think it wouldn't be fair to some with slow computers because some don't get it till late. So, um, all right, I'm gonna go with it. Everybody, hurry up and get your answers in there. And the answer is Colorado. Colorado. All right. Which current TV show is the longest running live action primetime show ever? You know what I said? It's got to be Chef Ramsay. Chef Ramsay always has a show. And then I thought, no, live action. Well, cooking is live action, isn't it? It's not Chef Ramsay, folks. Isn't he forever? I think about how long ago he came out. I mean, I think he's even longer than that Louisiana chef. Remember him? He used to make all the. Uh, uh, he was from Baton Rouge, and he had that funny accent. uh, what is the longest running uh, live action prime time show ever? And it didn't give no. You don't get multiple choice on this. Where's the true false? Hmm. But yeah, oh, see, Linda remembers him. What was his name? I can't even remember what his name was, but I could still go back and watch him if they put it on YouTube or Tubi or one of these other ones. And Netflix needs him. Cut out some of this other crap and put him on. Uh, he was great. Now, what was it? There was a lady cook too, but no, it's not a cook. It's not a cooking show, folks. It's not a cooking show. So what was it? What was the longest running live action show ever? You guys are going to be, guess what? It was Law and Order SVU. Anybody? I don't think anybody has that one. The nudist. He wore red suspenders. Do you remember what his name was, Linda? I mean, I'd go out and ask everybody in my living room. They'd probably know the I don't know, the Baton Rouge chef, something like that. All right, nobody got that one. We stumped you. All right, on to the next one. What was Beaver Cleaver's real first name on Leave It to Beaver? What was his real name? I know everybody called him the Beaver, but he had a name. His parents did not name him Beaver Cleaver. Can you imagine? Well, I can now because everybody names their kids such weird stuff. Yeah, Beaver Cleaver. Can you imagine what they would think today with Beaver as a name? Oh, he would, oh, he'd get harassed. He'd have to punch somebody's eye out. Does anybody know? Well, Linda, sorry. Um, that's how it was written, Karen. She said it wasn't a live show. I think it's live action. I don't know. I just copy what the trivia question says, and these are pub questions. I run it through um, trivia at the pub. And this is where I get these questions. Maybe Karen the guy was drunk when he typed this out. I didn't do it. I just copied him. I don't know. Maybe I need to think about how much beer they had at the pub to ask this question. So, uh, all right. So Beaver, what was Beaver Cleaver's name? All right, on with it. And the answer is Theodore. Theodore. It was almost like, wasn't Theodore one of the chipmunks? Simon, Theodore, and Alvin. I think Theodore. All right, so the answer was Theodore. In the Jeffersons theme song, where were they moving on up to the east side to what? What did they move to the east side? Now everybody's humming it. Everybody sing it to yourselves. They're moving on up to the east side to what? And it could be, you don't need the whole sentence. You could just put down a couple words if you want. So where did they moved on up to the east side to what? Linda, what'd you do? Did you eat the brain jelly beans is what I call them. I eat jelly beans and I get real smart. All right, and they were moving on up. See, everybody, I bet, singing it. William, you singing it? I don't know if you know it. You and Mickey could sing in harmony. Everybody sang that song. Remember Chico and the Man? I liked it way better than the Jeffersons. I liked Chico and the Man. That was it in California in the 70s. Oh, this is your era? Well, some of it's later and some of it's sooner. Uh, we'll have to see. This 70s, 80s, I believe. All right, the answer to a deluxe apartment in the sky was the next line. So, but they moved to a deluxe apartment in the sky. So you have to know the song. How many, Linda? Did you sing it when it came on? How many people sang the entry songs? I know we were all jazzing away and singing those opening songs. Some of them were even after songs that were made by pop artists. All right, we're going on to the next one. What 60s TV and show invented the rerun to allow its star time to recover during and after pregnancy? Now, boy, this is a long one. I could have just chopped this down to a little thing. Who got pregnant before and after, and they held the show for. There you go. What 60s TV show invented the rerun? The whole thing is the rerun came out. That's where we came up with, they reshowed some shows. Now, everyone knows now what a rerun is. But back in the 60s, before this, it never happened. You would just have to wait. So, and it allowed a time to recover, a star to recover before and after pregnancy. Now, you know the one I always liked, back in the 60s that I look forward to? I was a little girl, and I'd go down to my aunt's house, and she'd watch all these shows. I loved seeing Dick Van Dyke trip over that footstool. I don't know why. It just cracked me up as a kid. So, some of that stuff. Retreads. Okay, we'll find out the answer. Retreads is what William called it. No, they were just reruns. I could even watch the reruns. And the answer is I Love Lucy. Yes, Lucy got pregnant during the show. And because they slept in separate beds, they could not have her pregnant on the show. I'm trying. I was still trying to wrap my head around that one. Okay, they slept in separate beds, and okay, so she couldn't get pregnant, and they were married. Okay. Do you think Ethel got mad? I don't know, because Ethel didn't have no kids. Do you ever see Fred and Ethel have kids or mention kids? Just Lucy. All right, the answer was I Love Lucy. All right, we're having fun. We're having fun with this. Now, Ed Asner's role name in the Mary Tyler Moore Show. What was the actor? What was his name in the show? Ed Asner. Do you remember what his name was? Boy, this is 70s. We need some 60s. Well, we just had 60s. Need some 80s, 90s. Ed Asner's role. What was the name he used in the Mary Tyler Moore? Yeah, what? No, not his name, not his job. I don't know why they put it this way. It's his name in the show. So his character name. There you go, character name. They had too much beer when they did this one. I'm gonna have to go back to this pub and say, y'all just gotta cut out the beer. Yeah. Does anybody know? Come on, Linda's on a roll here. What was it? Nope, nope. Don't. If the editor isn't right, no. What was his name on the show? No, boy. I think we got no editor. No, 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 no. It was his name on the show. It wasn't Ed Asner, and it's not editor. I'm going to give you guys a break on that one to redo an answer. I know he was the editor and chief, and he was Mary Tyler Moore's boss. But what was his name? Does anybody know? Thinking about it now, and I even put the answer in there. I can't remember what it is. So, all right. And no, I'm not going to give everybody credit for it. I would. Answer is Lou Grant or Mr. Grant. Lou Grant. Linda had it. Boy, Linda, you're on a roll tonight. You're on a roll. You might, and you know what? You're tied with Karen right now. So, all right, Susan. Susan, time to sit closer to Karen and look at her paper to see what the answer is. All right, answer was Lou Grant. Here we go. On to the next one. Where did Ralph Kramden threaten to send his wife on the honeymooners? Now, wasn't this 50s? I mean, I seen this and I was like, I had to think about it for a while, and I was late and $1 short. Where did Ralph Kramden threaten to send his wife on the honeymooners? I think everybody knows this one. I didn't. I couldn't think of what it was. I know he was like, I thought it was I'm gonna hit you in the kisser, but I think that was the other guy. That was way before my time. So uh, I think everybody in here got this one right. Yes. Answer, to the moon. To the moon. And those that never seen the honeymooners, you would never know. I mean, I think our grandkids would say, "What? Who's that? Who's the honeymooners? When was that on?" Yeah, I don't even see. Wasn't it in black and white? If I remember right, I think it was part of black and white. That's the easy one. Mork of Mork and Mindy was from which planet? Planet. Oh boy, planet. Mork of Mork and Mindy. Mork from where? This is easy. Everybody's got it. Remember when he had to, when it wasn't it he had a baby or something, or they had a baby, and it was that comedian, and they started old and they would get young. So, huh? But this was about the same time I was watching Saturday Night Live on Saturdays. Yeah, I think everybody knows this one now. Everybody, I believe, I know. The Waltons. Yes, that was another one. They didn't ask no Walton questions. Um, well, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to. No, there's no Waltons. Or Little House on the Prairie. I know that was another popular one. The '60s. I liked what was it? It was a show, wasn't very well known. It was the Land of the Little People, and it was the little guys. Remember that? And then they were in the world of giants or normal big people. I just love that show. Oh, all right. So if you said orc, Mork of Orc, you got it right. Who was Samantha's nosy neighbor in Bewitched? I was like, I was thinking Alf. I don't know why. Every time I seen the nosy neighbor, I kept seeing the nosy neighbor in that show Alf. And yeah, yeah. So, who was Samantha's nosy neighbor in Bewitched? I think these are hard ones tonight. Um, I really think that these are kind of hard. And so if you're new and you're playing, you just joined us, put your answers down in the comments. You still get some. You still get some points for it. All right. So let's see. And the answer is Gladys Kravis. So William, you even got in on that one. Did Susan? Where's Susan? What happened to Susan? I think she went for more popcorn. Oh, I don't go for. Don't worry about spelling. Don't. I make typos so much that I'm a typo queen. All right. So the answer is Gladys Kravitz, Mrs. Kravitz. I can't remember the name of the one on Alf. I can't tell you the name, but that's who I kept thinking of. So Alf, I love that show. All right. How did Charlie Sheen's character, Charlie Harper, die in Two and a Half Men? Was it by plane, train, or automobile? Now, I never watched Two and a Half Men, so I didn't even know he died in the show. But Charlie Sheen's character, Charlie Harper, he died. He died in two and it should have been died in Two and a Half Men. Was it plane, train, or automobile? Now, speaking of plane, trains, and automobiles, I love that movie with Steve Martin. I could watch that and just crack up the whole time. That was just the funniest movie ever. So just take a guess. Was it plane, train, or automobile? What do you think? Linda, take a jab at it. Was it plane, train, or automobile? I don't remember. I didn't see this one. So I'm saying we got some newer ones in here, and I never watched a lot of these shows. Like, what was it? Friends? That show Friends? I never watched that one either. So, all right. Was it plane? Was it a plane, a train, or an automobile? And the answer is train. He was pushed in front of a train. See, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known. I didn't watch the show. So for those out there watched it, you yell it out, um, yell it out, and put it in the comments. All right, name the show. This was Buffy's brother. Name the show. Huh. Now, I know Linda's got this. I bet you Linda watched this one. Evil Trains. It must have been one of them people it must have been in New York somewhere where they keep pushing people in front of trains. Ah, well. Uh, who was this? Name the show. And this was Buffy's brother. Name the show. Anybody remember the show with this little guy on here? Sebastian Cabot was Mr. French. Oh, no, I need the name of the show. His name was Jody, but what was the name of the show? Do you remember, Linda? What was the head guy? I can't think of the main actors that was the dad. It was the dad, Mr. French, Buffy, and you said Jody? Oh, Mrs. Beasley. Yes. Yeah, thank you. I forgot all about Mrs. Beasley. Do you know the name of the show? What was the name of the show? William, you don't watch enough TV is the thing. You got to watch more TV shows, the 70s stuff. All right, and let's find out the answer. And the answer was, or is, Family Affair. The answer is Family Affair. Name this Dracula, it says. Name this Dracula, not the show. Name his what his name was on the show. Who was this vampire? It says name this Dracula. Does anybody remember who this was? And this was in black and white. This was early 60s. Now, I remember it. Boy, I was real young, and my sister used to watch it and scare me all the time with it. Uh, I had nightmares about this guy. 5, 6, 7 years old, I had nightmares about this vampire. Uh, what was his name? Not the. We need to know the name on the show. Now, the show was Dark Shadows. So, who was this vampire on Dark Shadows? I was too little to watch this stuff. I tried to watch it later, and it was like I just couldn't get into it. And of course, they break up all the seasons, so you can't watch it from the beginning. It's always like the fifth season or something. Boy, now this one for live action, I bet you this one ran a long time. It ran for many years. Uh, okay, so here we go. Who was this Dracula, it says, or vampire? And the answer is Barnabas Collins. Barnabas Collins. Name this 70s hit show. Boy, I'm going to have to pull that. Um, Christy McNichols, I think it was that was a little girl on it. I could be wrong. I believe it was an ABC show, is what it said. Name this 70s hit show. Anybody remember this one? This was an odd one. I don't think it made it long, but maybe it was a one TV hit wonder. It wasn't on long. Barnabas Collins, yeah. So name this 70s hit show. Does anybody remember them? Anybody remember this? It was, I'm going to say mid 80s or the mid 70s. I remember, I think my mom watched this. I think my mom watched this in the 70s. So, anybody remember the name of this show? Karen, did you watch it? Linda? Or Susan? Susan, did you watch this show? Poor William, he's lagging behind. We need to catch him up on some TV. Oh, sorry about that, Mary. All right, so the answer is Family. It was called Family. Oh, okay. Name this actor from the Carol Burnett show. Name this actor from the Carol Burnett show. Boy, all my stuff's covering it up. Let's see. Well, it still didn't help. So I guess it didn't help. Do you know what this actor's name is? Name this actor from the Carol Burnett show. Now I remember him on that one movie, the Western he did, I thought. Well, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't him. Name the actor from the Carol Burnett show. What was his name? What was his actor name? All right, so here we go. Answer is Harvey Korman. Harvey Korman was his name. Okay, name this hit show and what city? Because everybody knows what the show is, but you got to name it the city because there was two shows. There was one in one city, one in another city. So what was the name of the show and the city? Does anybody remember? I think this was the first of the long stream of crime shows they put out. I can't say it's too much because there's still more pictures coming up. So, I know I watched this one until it started getting kind of squirrely and people left the show. Once these hit shows lose cast members, I can't watch them. I don't know why. Because you get stuck on them and then they kill them off and then they bring someone else in. You're like, what? No. This person ain't no good. Welcome to the show, Terry. We got a new viewer, new blood. So welcome to the show. And yes, we'll get you down for a point there. You have to come in early so you can compete against the rest of them. But we sure like new viewers. All right. And the answer is CSI Las Vegas. Boy, we got the pictures going. And at the very end, I got a couple Halloween things. All right. From the Twilight Zone. Name the host. Name him. From the Twilight. We got black and white stuff tonight. From the Twilight Zone. Name him. What was his name? Name the host of the Twilight Zone. Now, you'd think that would have been the one for the longest running. Boy, I think Twilight Zone, they still make them. I think they still make some of them. See, Karen's the same way. Once you take someone off, it's just hard to replace them. And then the show gets icky, I think. Is no, that ain't cutting it. They pull them off, they kill them, and you're like, why'd you do that? Soap operas did that. That's why I quit watching soap operas. Kept killing all the good people off. All right. The Twilight Zone. Who is the host? Name him. And the answer is Rod Sterling. Rod Sterling. Name the most famous news anchor. And that's what they said that he was. I looked it up. I Googled it. I was like, really? But he was the most famous news anchor of CBS. Name him. What's his name? Okay, William, you better get this right, William, or oh boy, I'm gonna break your pinky finger. Yeah, or your pinky toe. William knows this one. I think everybody knows this one, but William better don't. William's going to put down like Tom Brokaw or something. No, I know William knows this one. Karen was heck. Susan jumped right in there. She was first on this. Okay, I think everybody got this. Where'd Terry go? Terry, jump in there. I know you knew this one. Terry Streeter, I think, is what the new guy's name was that jumped in real quick. And the answer is Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite. We're almost to the end. All right. Name her acting role on NCIS. See, they killed her off. And I went, no, I'm done. My sister loves the show. But name her acting role. That's what they should have said for that one. Name the acting role. What was her name on the show? Did they kill her off? I can't remember. I know she left the show, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. No more of the show. I'm gonna find something else. Mary disappeared. Terry disappeared. Where's Susan? Oh, Susan was in there. Where's Beth? I even poked her today and said, hey, we're on tonight. So name her acting role on NCIS. I think they spelled her name wrong. Ziva. They spelled it Z-I, and I was thinking Z-E, like Karen spelled it. See, Karen spelled it with an E. They spelled it with an I. I'm not sure. I guess I could have went and looked it up to make sure. So see, spelling isn't an issue, Linda. You never watch NCIS? My sister loves it. She will watch the reruns. She'll watch it all day long, 7 days a week. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to turn it to something else. There you go. Ziva David. Yeah, that was her name. Ziva David. Terry jumped right in there. Karen, I don't think you could see Terry, but I'll show you that I'm not talking to myself. There is a Terry Streeter in here. Yeah, Terry, they're going to think I'm talking to myself. A lot of them will. They're like, I don't see nobody by that name. Yeah. And what have you been drinking, Ellie? All right, on to the next one. Ziva David. All right. What is the name of this show? You got these two characters. I'm the baby, you gotta love me. Now that I remember from the show. My kids absolutely adored this show. Oh yeah, my kids love this one. What's the name of this show? Anybody remember? Okay, Linda, come on, jump in there and get this one. You were getting ahead there. You were almost like tied up with Karen for a while. What's the name of this show? Now, see, my kids could tell you. Now I had to think about it. I was lost. I came up with something different. I was like the baby show, or the hug me. I don't know. I came up with all kinds of names. Um, no, these little guys. What was it in the 90s? I'm trying to think. My daughter was in the 80s. I'm thinking this was a show in the 90s that was popular. Came out with you guys remember that? Oh man, my daughter loved it. It was A Small World. Full House was out about the same time. Um, Trying to think of what all shows were out around that time. But Karen, do you know what the name of it was though? I couldn't. When I seen it, I had to get the answers, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, time for the answer, folks. Y'all are gonna hit yourselves for it because it's so logical. The answer is dinosaurs. It was called Dinosaurs. Remember there was I'm the baby, you gotta love me, because my daughter used to sing the heck out of that song, and she knew a lot of the words and stuff. Came out with the Simpsons too. Simpsons came out at the same time. I didn't like the Simpsons either, or Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, my son loved that one. All right, what was the name of the families of this family on the Cosby Show? So I need their name on the show. We know it's the Cosby Show, but what was their last name on the show? They were known as the what? Huh? Not Cosby. No. Don't say Cosby or Cosby Show. What was the family's last name on the show? So it wasn't Cosby. Nobody put Cosby. Not the mama. Was that part of that show? Not the mama on the dinosaurs. Okay. Where'd Mary go? I know she's having a bad day. Poor Mary. She just had a rough. She's having weeks like I'm having. All right. So the answer, I think everybody got it. Everybody got this one. And the answer was the Huxtables. The Huxtables. Okay, now we're down to the last two, and they are Halloween questions. Remember, I said all this month I'm going to throw some Halloween at the end. Where did the game of bobbing for apples originate? Was it the United States? Was it England? Or was it Transylvania? Where did the game of bobbing for apples originate? At the time of Halloween. Everybody, I never liked it because I'd get I'd get water up my nose. I couldn't do it. Nope. Huh? Was it? And it's multiple choice. So everybody, you kind of could guess. Is it USA? Was it England? Or was it Transylvania? Let's see if anybody knows the answers to this. We're getting closer to Halloween, and uh, get the buy yourself a bag of candy, and then buy like suckers to give out to the kids. uh, where did the bobbing for apples originate? And the answer, boy, we're almost done. I think we got one or two more, And the answer is England. The answer is England, folks. Huh. Who would have thought? I was thinking USA. I was with the rest of you with USA. All right, on to I'm not sure this might be the last one. And Terry, thanks for watching tonight. Who are the guests of the Halloween party according to the lyrics Monster Mash? Now there was 3 of them, and I'll give you a point for each one of them you can name to start singing it in your head. There was the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. That's all I know. Now, who was the guest in the Monster Mash? There was 3 of them. Now, I'll give you a point for each one of the names. There's 3 of them. So who was it? Who was the guest of the Halloween party according to the lyrics of the Monster Mash? I'm trying to think of lyrics, but they're not coming to me. Take a stab. Take a stab at it. It's got to be Ghoulies, whether it's Linda said Frankenstein, Mummy, and Dracula. Or who, was it somebody else? Does she got one or all or what? We'll have to see. Who was the guest of the Monster Mash? I'm trying. I can't think of who it was. Zombie and the Mummy, Dracula, and Creeper. Huh. All right. Who do we got? I think everybody's got their answers in. All right. So I'm gonna see who it is. Who was the guests? And the answer is Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. So let's see. Linda, you got a point. And Karen got a point. Michael Jackson. Yeah, I bet he was there. That's a good one, Terry. I'm going to give Terry a point because that made me laugh. Oh, yeah. So the answer is Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. So Dracula, I think a couple of you got Dracula right. No one got the Wolfman. But I didn't. Did Dracula have a son? All right. So I'm going to tally some of these up. Linda, you're going to be surprised how good you did. Okay, so let me close this or get it to the end where it's that's all, folks. Okay. Let me see. And let me first of all, I'm going to put that in there. And he was you were on Facebook, huh? I'm going to have to do both because I'm not sure where you caught us from. If it was Hellions, Holes, and Poles, or if it was from investigators. All right, and then we got Way to Go, guess who? All right, so we had Susan that had 7, William had 8, Linda had 15 tonight. Check you out, Linda. Way to go. And Terry had 5, Mary had 1. So way to go, Karen, with 18 tonight. So boy, she was cruising too. Linda, see there, you say you never get close, or you never win, or you don't know them, but you and Karen were tied for first for a very long time. Then she just zoomed ahead with some of them newer shows. So thanks for watching and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell them to come throw some popcorn and play trivia. And always put your answers down in the comments. And if don't matter if it's your early or late, but come early and compete with some of these guys. And like I said, subscribe, do that, thumbs up. And we will see everyone on Monday for my show, Justice for All, and also William. He'll have news. So have a wonderful weekend, and have a great Friday the 13th night. Go watch the Monster Mash.